Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. We're excited that you've joined us as we have a conversation. We found that a good conversation allows us to share what's on our mind, whether current events, what's grinding our gears, or our pet peeves.
It also allows us to share our top three, a list of our favorite things on any given subject, most of which are highly opinionated. In closing, we share a good word. Solid friendships are encouraging. Even if we joke and give each other a hard time, our ultimate responsibility is to uplift each other.
Our goal is that you'll feel like you're part of the conversation, like you were in the studio with us, and that you feel encouraged after tuning in to our podcast. It's time to join the conversation. We're rolling now.
Well, that's good because it's almost Father's Day.
They see me rolling.
They hate.
Oh my gosh.
Do you not know that song? You're supposed to fill in the rest.
Woo! Gotta get me right and dirty.
No, I'm white and nerdy.
Gotta get me
It's
white and
Weird
dirty.
Al.
Weird Al.
There's a Weird Al movie coming out.
What?
You know who plays him?
Weird Al?
Nope.
Johnny Depp.
Harry Potter.
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We are getting things going here at the Hardheaded Podcast Studio, number 3. You know, this is our third location that we've ever been.
Yeah, I don't think we brought it up.
We haven't.
Where we're at.
I feel like we're filming an episode of Wayne's World because we're down in my parents' basement.
Yes.
Hard-headed.
Party time. Excellent. All right.
This is the most comfortable of all the studios.
I think so, too.
It is.
You got your little...
My legs are under the table.
You got your sparkling water?
Got my, it's not sparkling.
Your
but
seltzer?
Straight vodka.
not in this house, Chet.
That's true. That's true.
That your parents know about.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've never actually lived in this house. If it was my old house, I'm sure we could drum up something that I've hidden in that house. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Daniel Radcliffe playing Weird Al.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. That'll be good. Do we have any Weird Al fans out there? Let us know in the comments.
So I am. And
yeah, I love
my kid.
Love Weird Al.
My oldest, at the end of the school year, they had a talent show for the choir.
Oh, yes. I like where this is going.
It started off a little slow and got better and better and better. And then towards the end, the lights went out. There was a little backlight that come on, and I just see a big hat. And I'm like, no way. There's no way. And then it starts off. This kid did Amish Paradise.
No way.
He came out in the full get up with
nice.
the beard.
Yep.
And then at the very end, he had a candle and he did a candle drop at the end. It was awesome. So good. And I was asking my kids, I was like, do you even know Weird Al? And so on the way home, I played some Weird Al.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is good.
All right. Well, we got a great show for you today, folks. We got Matt is going to be sharing with us what is on his mind, and Pastor Sears is going to bring us a good word. I only call you that when you bring in a good word.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Brother Sears.
Brother Sears. All right. We'll go with that then from now on. All right. And we're going to do top 3 dad jokes in honor of Father's Day. Because we're all dads.
Which is coming up. Hey, be sure you get your dad something cool.
Yeah, get him like a Frontier Forged knife or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm specifically me because I already have a Frontier Forged knife.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a spice grinder, like a big one.
Spice grinder.
Like a commercial, like big one.
Just put it in a bowl and punch it.
No, I want it fine so I can make my own powders.
Do you make your own oils as well?
I do. That's Admiral's Pennant.
Well, not beard oils. I know you do that. But
so I could do chili oils here towards the end of the season once those are done.
Yeah. I filmed some chili oils that one of our local pizza places, Sangrano Pizza, they sell chili oil locally here in Wichita. Yeah. It's really good too. I tried some. Yeah, so that's what's on the show today. And Matt, lead us off. What's on your mind? What's got you peeved?
Actually, there's nothing that's really got me peeved.
All right.
But there is a...
Are you on some meds?
No, but there is a concern about some meds.
Because you're normally always peeved.
And maybe I am.
Maybe you are peeved, or maybe you're on meds.
Maybe I'm on drugs.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember taking it.
Marijuana is a mind-erasing drug. You would not remember whether or not you took it. Remember that Office episode?
How much weed did you smoke?
He's not paranoid. He's good.
No, I was just thinking, because I was having a conversation a couple weeks back, and talking to some folks online about prosthetics and phantom pain and some folks that have been through some surgeries that are going through some pain and stuff like that. And my first question is always, are you on any pain meds? And typically, if somebody's experiencing just like this uncontrollable pain that they just can't get rid of, that just annoys them every day, and they're still taking pain meds, typically those pain meds are the culprit.
Really?
And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, just for general information and for anybody out there that's dealing with chronic pain. Because, I was there, back when I was first injured. I was taking enough, oxy to kill a normal person, because I'd just been, I've been like, man, I hurt, I hurt, because all I could do was lay there, in a bed, and I was, my hip was fractured and all that stuff. So I couldn't move or do anything. And so I'm just in one position. You can't adjust yourself or anything. And so in order to keep me comfortable, they just kept up my pain meds. And, there was one point, I think, the last count, I think it was 240 milligrams a day is what I was on. So
wow.
60 milligrams 3 times a day, which were the extended release, and then 10 milligram IRs as needed every 4 to 6 hours. And so that totaled out to about 240 a day.
Yeah.
Is what I was taking.
Wow.
And so, and then coming off of that, because I realized, that they were still going to give me these drugs, and I had a talk with one of my, I can't remember, was it physical therapist or somebody, and they're like, well, you need to cut back on this stuff, and when you're on that much, you can't just quit, because there's a good possibility that you'll die.
Right.
And so, got with my doc and slowly started weaning off the drugs and cutting back a little at a time, until eventually, I wasn't taking it anymore. But at one point in time, there towards the end, where I was, maybe down to a couple of pills a day, or maybe it was when I dropped down to 1, I got like legit withdrawal, like you see on TV, where like, if you've seen that
irritable, like, what is that? What?
No, like sick, like feverish. I couldn't get out of bed.
Just when you started dosing down, or when you cut it?
No, when I
got down to one more pill.
It happened a little bit every time I would drop.
Yeah.
Because my brain told me that I needed that. And my brain was telling my body to hurt because I needed that.
Yeah.
Right. So as I continue to draw down, if you've seen, what's that movie with Johnny Cash, Walk the Line?
Yeah.
So
about Johnny Cash.
But if you've seen
Train Spotting,
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. So if you've seen that, where he's coming down off of the drugs that he was taking, where she's got him in bed, and he's just sweating and he wants them and all this kind of stuff. That's what it's like. And that was a pretty realistic depiction of what I went through. And so as I, and that lasted for about 3 days, I had a fever, just hurt all over, was craving the narcotics. And after that 3 days, everything just started to get better, and my pain started to go away. And then now, I don't take any, pain, prescription pain meds or anything like that. There might be a day where I have a headache or something like that. I'll take some Aleve or, Tylenol or something like that. But
yeah,
as far as the pain that I was feeling, gone, and so, through what I've learned is that it's kind of called I don't know what the technical term is for it, but it's called a pain loop. And it's, when you take a medication, an addictive medication like that, your body wants it because it makes you feel great. Right. And so when you don't have it, your body wants it. So it sends all these signals and says, man, I need some more of that. And it'll make you feel like you're actually hurting worse than you are. And so that's what, anybody that comes in for prosthetics that's still on pain meds, like, hey, we need to cut those out.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fighting sometimes that goes through with that, but there's a lot of people that come in and they're like, holy cow, I feel 100 times better than I did, because you're in a fog all the time and you're not thinking straight. It makes you mentally weak.
Yeah.
And you're not all there.
Well, so I was listening to a podcast a few weeks ago that kind of shocked me. And one of the things you just said kind of triggered my memory of it, on that your mind is telling your body to hurt so it could get more of that drug.
Yep.
I know this was about how your mind has a whole lot more to do with you, with your reactions, your physiological body,
Sure,
than you think it does. Like, I mean, I was blown away, because it started talking about the placebo effect and how you almost can't field trial drugs these days because the placebo effect is so strong, people's faith in drugs, that if, you're like, oh, I have chronic headaches, and they're like, oh, well, we're going to give you a pill that's going to resolve your chronic headache issue. And they give you a placebo, but your chronic headache issue goes away because you believe you're doing something to stop the chronic headache issue.
Right.
And then so it's like, oh, I have pain because I need these meds.
Yeah.
Well, why do you take the meds? Well, because there's a lot of pain. Well, is there really pain there?
it's that loop.
And what's a placebo, like sugar pill or something?
It's just it's technically it's a fake. It's something
Right.
that you think it is.
There's a matrix that's just filled to look like a pill.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But then the guy started talking about the nocebo, and I'm like, I've never heard of that. Have you guys you even know what I'm talking about? It's like the opposite, the opposite effect. Whereas a placebo, like you get better when nothing happens. Well, the nocebos, you get worse when you shouldn't be getting worse. And he experienced, the author that the guy was interviewing, this was on the Art of Manliness podcast, and he was like, I was being treated for depression, and my meds weren't working, and was with my doctor, which is a routine thing, by the way, to get adjustments and whatnot on your meds. And he's like, hey, one of the things you got to be very cautious of on this new drug is it's known to cause migraines in people. You're just beware, because a lot of my patients get migraines. And he's like, okay. So he went home, and I think I remember this right, and was like, okay, well, I'm going to start taking this new drug in the morning. And he woke up with a migraine, and he's like, oh, that pill's already. And then he was like, wait, I haven't even taken it yet. And so he started researching into this, and then a lot of people are getting the negative effects, because if you look at a drug commercial today, all they do is talk about, they don't have enough time to talk about what it does for you. They just talk about how it can hurt you.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're getting a huge nocebo effect on all of these drugs that people are taking, but they almost will it on themselves, just like the placebo wills it away, that you're just conditioned.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen to me because I take this, and it happens, but it not necessarily was caused by it. It's all mental. And they're doing some, and it's fascinating. They get into some research where they have, in some countries, from some foreign countries, known placebos. Like, I'm going to take a placebo pill to lower my cholesterol. And it's like, this drug is a placebo to lower your cholesterol. It has no medication in it that will actually lower your cholesterol, da 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 da. But the act of, I got to take my cholesterol pill,
Works.
is actually lowering your cholesterol.
Wow.
When the pill has nothing in it. I mean, it's amazing how your mind
Yep.
tells you something and your body reacts to it in a way that you don't intend it to. Like,
Well, it's like nothing to do with drugs or anything, but how
Funny.
Good one. Is that a dad joke? No, like how people manifest things, right? And manifest is like a new word this decade or whatever. You can manifest your own destiny, and and all that stuff.
It's been around for a long time. Manifest Destiny was actually
well, I
the
agree,
Western
but
expansion of our country. But go ahead.
But the past decade, I've heard it a lot,
yeah.
in the health world
Yeah.
and all that. So you can manifest your destiny that way. But yeah, basically what it is you can draw a vision board on things that you want to happen to you in the future, and say positive things to yourself in the mirror and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just your mind training yourself, like Stuart Smalley.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough.
And gosh darn it, people like
me. Yeah.
Look in the mirror when you say it.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are just other mind tricks that you're doing with your mind and body. So,
but it's powerful.
Yeah.
It's extremely powerful. And I don't want to, and I want to, I guess, caveat that by saying, it's not that the pain that you're feeling is not real, because that pain loop that your brain is sending,
it hurts.
It's real pain.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's an addiction, not an actual physical pain. It's more of a mentally caused.
Well, your physical pain is a bunch of nerve signals,
Yeah.
right? And your brain can send nerve signals.
It's your central nervous system.
Yeah.
And so, and even with, like prosthetics patients, because I hear people talking about phantom pain and all that kind of stuff a lot. And, one of the ways that you can overcome phantom pain is if you're a single amputee, let's say you've got one good leg that you can use. If you're having an issue where it's like, oh man, my big toe, it really hurts. It feels like it's just cramped, or my big toe itches, or whatever the case may be, where there is an appendage that's not there.
Yeah.
What's happening is your brain is sending a signal. It's like, hey, where's this? I'm not feeling my toe. There's supposed to be toes there. There's supposed to be a foot there. Why is it not there? And so it's sending signals to try to wake it up because it feels like it's asleep. And so one of the ways to overcome that is you can stick those long mirrors that you stick on the back of a door. You can stick one of those between your leg. And it's actually a form of therapy that they started using. It's called mirror therapy. And so you stick that between your legs with the reflective side reflecting your good leg. So now it looks like you've got two good legs, and you focus on that and look in the mirror and just move it up and down and feel like you're moving both up and down.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that pain goes away.
Huh.
Wow. That's incredible.
And it's all, but you take that away and it's like, oh man, that hurts here and it hurts here, and I always tell everybody, I was like, listen, that's no longer there, and it's part of an acceptance thing. As soon as you accept it, you stop feeling that, for the most part. And if you're going to have a cessation, it will actually be in the limb, but then it's a hide and seek of where did they tie this off? Where did they stick this nerve bundle? Because, for me, when I was in the hospital, it felt like I had the only phantom sensation that I really had was it felt like my big toe was itching and it was driving me nuts. And so I just started feeling around because I was like, well, there's nothing there. So I just start feeling around on my leg and I realized that, oh man, if I scratch my left butt cheek in a certain spot,
it had to be the butt cheek.
It hits that nerve that
it feels like I'm scratching my toe.
It's like, okay, so now this is where I would hit that nerve if I start to feel that sensation. And so now when I feel an itch like that, it's where I was initially, so I scratch my butt a lot, but it's actually right there, because it's not looking for my foot anymore. And then there's a lot of changes that can affect that, barometric changes and stuff like that will always have an effect on that type of system. But the biggest thing that I noticed was, and it was just it was almost like an aha moment for me, was when I completely got off of pain meds and started feeling better. I mean, I had more energy to do what I wanted. I felt like doing stuff because I was motivated to go do stuff. I wasn't groggy and just, half asleep all the time and, just fine laying in bed watching TV. I wanted to get up and do stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things that, the United States, I think the statistic is we consume 90% of the world's opium in pain meds.
Wow.
90% of the world we use. So
that's messed up.
And there are legitimate cases where
it's needed.
You need it.
Yeah.
But
However.
only for so long.
You know, and that's having been through surgeries and having had family that's been through surgeries. And I know my mom had a big fear of opioids just because of the deal. And she went through some pretty painful stuff and was like, well, I'm just never going to take that. And I've been through some pretty painful stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to take it as prescribed for as long as it's prescribed, and found I was actually feeling better before I ran out. Right. It was like, after that first 2 days after a procedure, yeah, it's a dull pain. Right. Yeah. So don't be so and so much discomfort the day after a surgery. Go ahead and take some pain meds. But
yeah, but it's there's a difference in that willpower too, to say, I don't need it, because a lot of people, they get that high like Troy did back in the day, and they're like, hey man,
well,
I just didn't want to be constipated, so I got off pills.
That's a huge one too. Yeah, if you can't poop, stop taking pain meds. Yeah,
any painkiller.
Yeah, it will.
Any painkiller will stop you up.
Lock you up.
I've never been on pain meds for a specific amount of time.
Elvis died with 50 pounds of waste in his intestines.
I'm glad I know that now. I really.
Fun fact.
I'm not glad I know that.
Fun fact.
That's a lot of poop.
Like, who was responsible for removing that and weighing it?
Oh my gosh.
Huh?
I don't know.
That's
like really.
That would be the person who's conducting the autopsy.
Yeah,
like part of an autopsy is to weigh the poop that's in your system.
I'm sure they weigh the organs.
Well, when you're a celebrity
and they don't know how you died, I mean, they're doing an autopsy.
When you're Elvis Presley,
he's actually a really cool guy.
Well, if I die, I'm not dying as a celebrity. I don't want that information getting out.
Listen, it's going to be public information if it's an autopsy. Number one,
right?
No, look, if you die in a suspicious manner, I'm not saying it was me
on the toilet,
but
was he on the toilet?
He died on the toilet. He was probably trying to push it all out.
Had a heart attack.
That was it.
Well, how did I not know this about Elvis?
I'm not an Elvis fan at all, and I knew this. I don't know.
You don't like In the Ghetto?
In the Ghetto, boys.
No, he's like, in the ghetto.
Oh, no.
Have you never heard that song?
I just know the rap song.
Oh.
But you know how celebrities stay cool?
Is this a dad joke that didn't make your top three? All their fans?
They have many fans. Yeah, good one. All right.
Weak.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, I'm just saying if you're on pain meds and you've been on them for a long time and you're not getting any better, and you think that those are the only reason that you feel good.
Yeah.
It's not. Start drawing down off of those things. 9 times out of 10, you can get on a physical therapy regimen, start getting out and doing some stuff, and you'll find out that pain subsides pretty quickly, because there's a lot of people in third world countries that do it every day.
Yeah.
That have had some pretty significant injuries that still continue to go, and they don't take pain meds for it. Of course, in the Middle East, they've got the opium right there and they just smoke it. But
only 10% of it, though.
Only 10% of it, because the Taliban taxes the rest of it and it goes out of country.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what's been on my mind. Get off pain meds.
That's good. Very interesting. I like that. Well, we're going to take a quick break and then hop into our top 3 dad jokes for Father's Day.
1783, the first victory. Victorious in war, this year sees America earn her independence. At Admiral's Pennant, we celebrate victories at the end of war. 1783 is the first of many such celebrations in our nation's history. This is an elegantly refined blend of sandalwood, cedar, and tea tree. The subtle, lingering, woody scent of the sandalwood, light cedar, and the top notes of tea tree is the essence of masculinity, honoring the men who fought and continue to fight to provide us our independence.
Check it out at admiralspennant.com. Without it, you might as well shave.
And
we're back.
We're back.
Chet quit saying it.
I had to look up. I think I'm going first.
Yeah, you are going first, so hit it up. Top 3 dad jokes.
Honorable mention.
Go for it.
What days are the strongest? Saturday and Sunday, because all the other days are weekdays.
Oh, that's strong. That's
I
a good
could have
one.
had that one with about another minute.
Number 3. This joke is for all the mind readers out there.
I'm not reading your mind. Sorry, I don't know the answer. I'm not reading it. Not picking it up.
That's the joke.
Yeah, I know. I just dead air for a podcast isn't good. So I just wanted to.
It is
talking.
good because then it's like, what happened?
And I wanted to ruin your joke.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
All right, this other one isn't just like just a joke, but this is something that I do as a dad to really get my kids. And it is, and I think I may have talked about this before, but
Is it the song?
still get it. I will if the tune starts playing, I just go with the first words of the lyrics, and they think I'm starting a conversation with them until the song gets to the lyrics part.
Oh yeah, I've done that. That is a dad thing. I've done that
Some recent ones, like I could hear the music, and I'm like, "Hey, today's the greatest day I've ever known," and they're like, "What?" And then all of a sudden, Smashing Pumpkins, yeah.
That's not Smashing.
Today
Yeah, it
is the
is.
day.
Today. That's the name of the song.
Wait, what did you say? What lyric did you say?
Today is the greatest day that I've ever known.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Today
said.
is the greatest
Day I've ever known.
day I've ever known.
I thought you were singing that Oasis song.
Mhm.
Today, whatever. Yeah.
No.
Never mind. Sorry.
And then, like call you up in the middle of the night.
What's that one?
Runaway Train. Soul Asylum.
There you go.
Yep.
Call you up in the middle of the night.
And I caught Stone. I caught
Is that
Stone
Cartman?
with the old. You could what I want. You could have a steam train if you just lay down the tracks. It was like, what? And that was Sledgehammer from Peter Gabriel.
Sledgehammer.
All right, number one. Are you ready?
Drum roll, please.
My kids asked me to stop singing Wonderwall. I said maybe.
That's great. That one's on my list. Yes, it is.
I love that one.
That is a good one. Except mine is my wife asked me to stop singing Wonderwall to her. I said maybe. Oh, that's good. Matt, what you got?
I've been sitting on that one for months.
Months?
I've been wanting to say that in the office for so long.
Man, that was on my list too.
Yeah, you better come up with another one
Oh,
real
I got
quick.
7.
So who's next? Me?
Yeah, you're up.
All right. Number 3. You ready?
No.
All right. I have a Russian friend who's a sound engineer
Yeah, it's great.
and a Czech one too.
That's pretty good.
That's
That's pretty
good. I like that. That's good.
Let's see. I don't know why this one always gets me, but what is Beethoven's favorite food? Banana.
That doesn't get me.
I don't know why. It's a dad joke. I love it.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
And then probably the one that I get everybody with. Chet, you've heard this one, so shut up. Why do Norwegian ships have barcodes on them?
I do not know.
So they can Scandinavian.
That's good.
And then
Best 3.
Scandinavian.
Yeah, honorable
keep
mention.
going. Okay.
And this one's for Troy. I wrote down all the names. I wrote down the names of all the people I hate on a piece of paper, but my roommate used it to roll up a joint. Now he's high on the list of people I never want to talk to again.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. All right. A few honorable mentions. When does a joke become a dad joke?
Oh, wait. I've heard this one. When does the joke?
When it becomes
Apparent.
apparent.
Yeah.
Ah, you got it. I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me.
Yeah, yeah.
I did that one for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why is Peter Pan always flying?
Peter Pan always flying. The Tinkerbell? Is there something to Neverland? He never lands.
He never lands. There you go. Gave you enough time. All right, and then my top 3. Those were my honorable mentions.
Okay.
How can you tell it's a dogwood tree?
By its bark.
There you go. It's good. I really like that one. Did you hear about the kidnapping at school?
Something about
mistaken.
No, it's fine. He woke up.
He woke up.
Oh.
There we go. I knew it was something with the kidnapping at school.
Yeah.
Then my number 1, I think I wrote this one when I was in grade school. 2 guys walked into a bar. The third guy ducked. That's my favorite. I used to use that all the time in grade school before I was a dad. Way before I was a dad, to be clear.
That you know of.
Way before.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if those were when you're rolling up those names and smoking them.
Jeez. Louise.
Oh, man. Jesus can save the worst of us. So, speaking of Jesus, you got a good word for us there, Brother Sears?
Not just saving, but healing. Undeserved is the good word when it comes to us from Luke chapter 7. You guys probably heard this story about Jesus healing the centurion's servant.
Yeah.
It says, after he had finished he is Jesus here, all of his sayings in the hearing of the people, he entered Capernaum. Now a centurion had a servant who was sick at the point of death and who was highly valued by the centurion. So when the centurion heard about Jesus, he sent him elders of the Jews asking him to come and heal his servant. And when they came to Jesus, they pleaded with him earnestly, saying, he is worthy to have you do this for him, for he loves our nation, and he is the one who built us our synagogue. So if we're tracking with this, the centurion petitioned these Jewish elders to go and to petition Jesus, and they're saying that the centurion's request is you should follow through with it because the centurion was the one that built our synagogue. So there's people working on behalf of people and a couple layers here. And Jesus went with them. When he was not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him. And they said to Jesus, Lord, do not trouble yourself, for I am not worthy to have you come under my roof. So this is words from the centurion through the centurion's friends. Okay, so he petitioned the Jewish elders to go to Jesus. And now...
So then he heard that Jesus was on his way.
And he sent his friends out. And he said, look, don't come to my house. He's like, the centurion is saying, I'm not worthy to have Jesus under my roof. Therefore, I didn't presume to come to you. But say the word and let my servant be healed. For I too am a man set under authority with soldiers under me. And I say to one, go, and he goes, and to another, come, and he comes. And to my servant, do this, and he does it. So he's basically saying, I have the authority to tell people what to do, similar to you have authority to make things happen. Right. So, and what Jesus said in return to that, and this is again coming through the friends and the elders that were with Jesus, not the centurion. When Jesus heard these things, he marveled at the centurion and turned to the crowd that followed him and said, I tell you, not even in Israel have I found such faith. And when those who had been sent returned to the house, they found the servant well. So in this case, it's the faith of the centurion. Now, he went through it a couple different ways, but he had faith that Jesus had the authority over life and death for his servant. At the same time, if we look at the servant, didn't ask for anything, right? And this is an interesting picture of us and the fact that we had a sacrifice that was made for us, a healing, if you will, that we didn't ask for Jesus to go be crucified, but he did. And because of that, we have an opportunity to be healed spiritually. And in this case, you could say that it was Jesus petitioning through Jesus' sacrifice to God, paying for our sins, allowed us to be healed. And through this faith, and the servant didn't deserve this, right? Neither did the centurion. But having faith that the person in authority, if he so chose, can heal the servant. And, the Bible study that we have, and again, in the Chosen book, the Blue Book, a lot of times, we find ourselves trying to build a case why something should happen in our lives through spiritual means. Jesus, you need to do this because heal this person because they have kids, right? Or heal, this person has served you very well, so why are you letting them go through this difficult time? And we're trying to build this case in that. But really what moved Jesus in this case was saying, I know that you have the authority, and if you so choose, this can happen. And that's powerful. It's not, hey, here's a resume, which we've talked about before, the do's and don'ts of a resume. We don't have to give God a resume. It's understand who he is, what his authority is, and then have faith that he's going to do what he can do, and understand that he's the one with the authority and he may choose not to do that. Right. So the petition should be there, but not a petition with all the caveats, with all the, hey, here's how great this person is. Here's what this person's done. Let me give you this. Basically, the centurion was saying, I know you're the guy. I know you can make these decisions, and you're the one that could heal my servant. He didn't give a resume for the servant. He didn't come in there and say, well, because this servant does this and does that I think he's worthy of that. None of us deserve it. But understanding who the authority comes from and that he has the capabilities, put your faith and trust in him with no
caveat,
with no resume, with no, I'm this good, or at least I've done this in the past that was good, or I can do good for you if you do this for me. Just come to Jesus with nothing.
Yeah.
Because nothing you can do is going to give you an edge, if you will.
Right. Well, the salvation is a gift too.
Right.
Right. I mean,
we don't deserve it.
We don't deserve it. There's nothing we can do to get it.
If we deserved it, it wouldn't be a gift.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the word. Undeserved. Know that you don't deserve it, but you can still ask. But don't ask with, I've got this resume built up and this is why you should do it.
I've thought this all out, and I've decided what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good choice.
Yeah.
But we do it.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, right? We're like, oh, this is why this will be a good thing for you to do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't need that.
Good word.
Excellent.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. Don't forget to hit hardheadedpodcast.com to follow us and
get a t-shirt.
Grab a t-shirt or a mug or something.
Tapestry. A pillow.
There you go.
A tapestry for sure.
Yeah. Hey, and when you do that, take a photo of it, throw it on Facebook or Instagram.
You got it.
We'd love to go like it and share it. All right. See you next week. Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.